Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how to save for a house deposit in just 1 year in the UK. With the current state of the housing market, it can feel overwhelming and impossible to save up enough money to buy a house. But with a little bit of planning and discipline, it's definitely achievable. So let's get started. According to the recent statistics, the average house price in the UK is £296,000. A typical deposit required is around 20% of the purchase price, which means the average deposit needed is £59,200. And that's a lot of money to save in just 1 year, especially when we're looking at the next stats that are showing that the average salary in the UK is £29,600 per year. And if you manage to save 20% of that salary each month, that's £592, which means that on average in 1 year you'll be able to save £7,100. Now it's the moment when you have to answer yourself honestly whether £592 is something that you are prepared to save each single month. But if the answer is no, then please don't worry, because with a little bit of planning, hard work and determination, everybody can save enough money for the house deposit in just 1 year. You just have to follow certain rules. The first one is understanding your costs. It's important to understand the costs involved in buying a house. There is the deposit, which is typically between 5 and 20% of the purchase price, and the mortgage, which is the loan that you take out to cover the remaining cost of the house. There are also other costs to consider, such as stamp duty, legal fees, and moving costs. To get a better idea of what you need to save, use a mortgage calculator online to estimate the total cost of the house you want to buy. I will add the link to this mortgage calculator in the description box, so please go there and check it out. Next, it's time to create a budget. Start by listing your income and all of your expenses, including rent, bills, food, entertainment, and some other regular costs. Then see where you can cut back on your spendings. Maybe you can reduce your weekly grocery bill, cut down on takeaways, or find ways to save on entertainment. The goal is to find areas where you can reduce your spending and redirect that money towards your house deposit. In addition to reducing your spending, you can also look for ways to increase your income. Maybe you can pick up a side hustle, sell items you no longer need, or negotiate a raise at work. Any extra money you can earn can go directly towards your house deposit. There are some ideas for some very easy and very profitable side hustles on my channel. I will link these videos here, so please click it and watch it if you're interested. Right, so now once you have a budget in place and you've found ways to increase your income, it's all about staying disciplined. Make sure you stick to your budget and avoid impulse purchases, which sometimes is hard to do, I admit. You can also set up a direct deposit into your savings account, so the money you save goes directly into your house deposit. Now, talking about your savings account. Whatever you saved up for a house deposit, please don't invest into anything, because any investing you do will not guarantee that the value will stay the same or go up. There is always a risk that it will go down, and we cannot risk your money if you want to buy a house in just 1 year. That's why the only thing really that you can do with the cash that you save up for the house deposit is to put it in a savings account in a bank. Luckily in the UK nowadays we are in a very favorable situation where you can open up a savings account with a fixed term of 1 or 2 years with a very good and high interest rate of up to 5% and sometimes even higher. In that way you can be sure that in 1 year you will not only be able to take out the cash that you originally saved, but you will also be able to get the interest on top, which just a couple of years ago you wouldn't be able to do, simply because the interest rates were around 0%. If you still don't feel like you're able to save up for a house deposit in just 1 year, then you have to consider some other schemes that were created by the UK government to help people who cannot afford a house. The 5% deposit scheme in the UK helps first-time home buyers purchase a house with just 5% of the total cost as a deposit. This is lower than the usual minimum of 20%. The government provides a loan for the remaining 50% to help buyers who struggle to save up a big deposit. To be eligible, buyers must be first-time buyers, must buy a home that is their main residence, and the home must be located in the UK and have a purchase price of under £6,000. The buyers must also show that they can afford the monthly mortgage payments and other costs of owning a home. So you've got to stay careful with this scheme, because the remaining 50% is not just presented to you, but it is another loan that you take from the government itself that you have to pay back. And on top of that, you have to consider the mortgage repayments that you will have to do every single month. To get an idea of how big this mortgage repayments might be, I suggest you go online, open a website. My favorite is Compare the Market, and put all of your details in there to understand how much of a financial burden it will be for you to take a mortgage and how big a mortgage you can count on. But say you're an average UK resident with an average salary and you are able to save £7,000 per year. If we also say that you are eligible for a 5% deposit scheme, this means that you will be able to purchase the house of the price of up to £140,000. Now what's left for you to do is go online on a website such as Rightmove and look for a suitable accommodation in your area. One last life hack, especially from me, is if you want to save up twice faster, you should find a life partner and maybe even get married. In that case, you'll be able to save £14,000 per year instead of £7,000 that we've talked about. Thank you very much, guys, for watching me today, and I hope you will find your house very soon. See you in my next videos. Bye bye.